Moving on to something else which was trending this week before we go to the Pulse, Stevens, is the school in Kakamega.
Same story, right?
Sorry?
Same story of
teachers.
But this time it was teachers who were really, whoa.
Yeah. They were quacking.
Quacking, literally. which of course. And I don't know, do we have that? If we have that video, maybe we can play it. Because for me, when I first saw it, I thought, oh my God. I mean, the school, the upbringing which I had was even if the girls were to be punished, they were not beaten. Yeah, because it was their hand or somewhere else. But anyway,
this one was
we have the clip of where they were actually being.
Friends school.
That was the visit by the cabinet secretary.
Yes. Yeah, of course, because and again, citizen journalism caused reaction, and this is because it was posted, and we have now the CS for Education literally taking a flight there and going to see what's happening. He also gave a statement and said that it's going to be checked further, but I don't know. So what was the worst punishment that you were given when you were in school?
Oh, well, I remember there's a time I told you guys about uprooting the tree stump.
There is the beating going on. There is the actual
at this day and age, corporal punishment. I mean, we really took it.
Have like male teachers
when we were growing up. When we were growing up, I remember because there were two male teachers there and a female teacher, and they were beating those, caning those girls in turns. When we were growing up, I remember this was happening. Okay, we would actually be. There was a time even some kids were beaten to death. You know, and there were cases, and that's when they decided to ban corporal punishment. But at this day and age, I'm really saddened that this is happening because I think there are better ways. I think people have become more enlightened, and then the power of social media as well. I mean, why would this do anything that is done in the dark now? Because of social media is coming out. There's a lot of power of social media right now.
It's a friend's school.
Yeah?
Like, you know,
but I really feel for them because I saw one girl being hit until she fell down. You understand?
Yeah, and the irony is the name of the school, Friends School. Really, very friendly.
You know what, Mike? I was being told last night by somebody who was actually schooled in Western Kenya that this really happens to many schools there, and probably this is just
one of those that manage
to really what happens there. Like besides all those rules and laws being put in place, I'm told Western Kenya there are so many cases of this.
Yeah, but look at it. Look at the other cases that have been happening in schools. You remember there's another day when a full van or a full bus was directed to the police station because the kids were engaging they were rowdy, they were
one
drunk.
of them was even found with
they had weed.
They're crazy. They're crazy.
So, I mean, look at the situation, because I remember we used to when corporal punishment used to be administered, you'd make sure you're at your best behavior, right? When it was abolished, when they said there's no more corporal punishment, we got a lot of freedom because it was our era that time, and you know,
it was so nice. Now
we became bold because the new Sitabora is no longer there. Yeah.
It was more
so it will just be, you'll be given a hard punishment like go and uproot a tree stump or something like that, which would give you a lot of hours out of class, which is also a good thing. That's what we would think, you know. But I wouldn't know what these kids did to get such a punishment. But it's really unfortunate.
We used to be beaten back in the day.
Maybe in a controlled way.
So know where you come from.
It depends on the school you went to.
We were told to carry those canes ourselves from home.
So you
and the best one
you bring
I used to bring 5 every week.
You must have been.
If they don't get finished, we pile them there. On Monday I bring more. And to some extent that was good. I agree, but this day and age, I don't think really we should go that direction, if you ask me.
But the question would be, where do you draw the line, given that, like you've mentioned, some of the kids now, they behave the way they do because
this is what I would tell you. Even when I look at this,
they'll do anything.
I have issue.
He's going to get a suspension and come back.
The issue is this. There's people who sit somewhere and film everything, and then decide that they've become whistleblowers, and everything else that everyone else is doing is so wrong that it actually needs to be shown. For me, I do not know where they stand. Here's the thing. I think you do not need to kill anybody, but I think you spare the rod you spoil the child. But we cannot know what these girls had done because that part is missing from what it is that we are watching. You can't watch a movie. You can't watch a movie halfway. No.
Kind of a beating.
Watch a movie halfway, and then you enter on chapter 23, and because you didn't check chapter 1 to whatever, we have all decided that this is very wrong.
True, but are you trying to say that there's anything they could have done that justifies that kind of beating?
I do not know, but I would like to see it. No. I would like to know what was it that brought to the fore the issue of them being caned 1 cane. Hey, no, listen, it is 1 cane. It is this way and you pass going. It is this way and you pass going. It is not one person being killed or being shamed or being made into anything. For me, I think people need to realize that young people need to find how the law works with them. Okay. It may not be about beating them, but I don't think that everything that comes to the fore, we go like, oh God, these people are being treated badly, now they're being done this. In any case, for me, no.
I'm not with you in this one.
No.
Because even when I heard the principal, I try to explain and say, some of these things were exaggerated. And I'm just looking at a video.
That's
I'm just saying, what is exaggerated in a
How are
video?
you looking at? It's 1 cane, you can replay it. It is mmoja
how is the
wakipita.
video exaggerated?
Mmoja wakipita.
There are no sound effects, there are no movie effects of sparks coming out of the cane and
but she's brought up a very serious. I don't I see it's serious. It's not good. It's in bad taste. That is guarantee. But as she's saying, let me give you a scenario. If you are the headmaster of that school that had kids coming drunk and had weed, what would be your reaction?
That would be it.
Of course you'll send the kids home, okay, and they'll say utadua, we'll come back.
Kiboko.
It is 1 kiboko.
But I remember us when we would hear about Sitabora, and he would say, if you touch,
you don't touch nani sita, by the way.
It's neutralized. You start from top. So if it go 1.
In my brother's rural school,
2. If you feel itchy, you hold. Because if you just scratch a little bit, he says, okay.
When my brother went to school, they were 8.
And I remember,
and they would hold down. Yes, you hold your toes.
But I remember,
and there'll be 8 of them.
My problem is that even back in the day, when I used to carry 5 of those canes myself, it is the way you would harden the pupil. You beat me and you keep on hardening me and you keep on thinking every day, oh, you don't really like me as a teacher. Oh, you are taking this personal. And this fella becomes so hard that at the end of the day, he thoops that teacher and that one's away. I don't think it really helps anybody.
No. The ones who are hard and took the teacher, they will get an expansion, they move on. But I
need to mention my former classmate is called Kamunge. Anytime he would get that one beating, he would really scratch.
So he used to get several.
But he used to exaggerate. So.
Well,
those guys are exaggerated.
For those of us who were in Patch, there was a teacher who was called Kuzwi. Kuzwi would make you hold the table and gives you a good one. If you remove your hands from the table,
that is hard.
In fact, then he would literally pull his. Then ukiguza, if you just remove your hand and put it there, you start again.
The guys who are at Matako school knows that short man. That short man, he was this size.
Yes.
Oh Lord, and he used to tell you go under.
Oh yes, go under the table. So you put your head in there.
And the truth of the matter is we didn't turn out too badly. But anyway, we agree to disagree. Look.